And I think you can talk, you can plan, you can strategize, you can do all this stuff. But fundamentally, the first step is to make it. And just, it's the tiny little steps that matter, or that mattered for me. It was literally saying, okay, I'm doing this, and I'm stop talking about it because frankly, it's boring now. Just take a pen and paper and write down, and just make it happen right there and then. If you can, I would recommend that you find collaborators and people who support your idea, and also people who are frank with you, because I also think sometimes we can surround ourselves with people who are like, this is the greatest idea, because they love you so much. They're like, yes, do it. You know, that you like great supporters, but it's also nice to have people who are like, why are you doing this for? You know, I always thank our distributors right at the beginning of Anorak, the ones that turned me down, because they were like, this is never going to work. But I thank them, because I was like, oh, really? You think that's not going to work? Well, let's see. And that gave me the impetus to actually make it happen. So I know it sounds really corny, but it's just literally stop talking about it and just do it, and find the little thing you can do now to start that process. I often think that I used to have this massive hang up that Anorak was a side hustle, but actually having a side hustle and having, you know, a job that keeps, you know, that pays for the bills, takes away that kind of anxiety around, you know, is this going to work? Is the business going to be able to pay my bills? So it doesn't ruin your creative experience, is what I'm trying to say, because to try to run a business at profit, pay yourself, and work off your creativity is really, really difficult. Let's not lie, it's really difficult. So I think having another job on the side is not a bad thing at all. Actually, it's probably the best thing to do to start with. Have the side hustle, start small, and then just, you know, carry on working, maybe part-time, but still carry on working.
Yeah, that's excellent advice. And it's really amazing to hear that from someone who has gone through all that process and is, you know, where you are with the company now. So yeah, I often think about that with stuff. It's, you know, sometimes if people go all in on stuff, that's when you think, well, this has got to pay the rent or the mortgage, or it's just like, whoa. But actually, if you can keep what you're doing on the side, but you spend an hour or two a day on this, or you spend some time on the weekend, it's amazing what you can do if you add it when the time adds up. Half an hour, that half an hour a day turns into days and days by you know, at the end of the year. It's amazing what you can do in, and you become so much more efficient
as well, I think. I think you become so much, sorry, I interrupted you, but yes, I think you become so much more efficient with it as well. So there's less time kind of procrastinating or thinking, oh, is this the right thing to do or not? Like having a full-time job forces you to be really focused and really efficient within that focus for your side hustle. And I mean, of course, if you counted up the hours, because all of that is work, right? It's not, it might be nice work, but it's still work. And of course, if you counted up all the hours in a day that you do this, it's still quite a lot of hours. But I also think a side hustle needs to be something that you absolutely love and you absolutely want to do, you know, with all the passion and everything else. And it doesn't have to be something that's difficult to do. Do you know what I mean? Like often also, that's one of the things that I did with Anorak. It was like, I became a martyr of like trying to, you know, I was reading all business books and I was watching Dragon's Den and I was like, how do these people make millions? How do they, you know, but you can become such a martyr and it can become so difficult. And actually I found that the easy things are actually the most valuable things. It doesn't have to be that complicated and tortured really to do good. So when you think of your side hustle, think of something you really, really love, I would say.